All right, so it looks like we've got our Dokkan information. I don't want to, keep you waiting here a bunch for information you don't care about. So let's just skip through and go over some talking points that I think are really, really important. So if you are getting into Dokkan, or if you're returning, or if you don't know if you'll want to get into Dokkan, I do want to say, and I'll take this off the screen, that this is probably the best free-to-play year to get into Dokkan, because they've added something that other gacha have maintained for a while. You see this in JJK Phantom Parade, you see this in, I believe, even games like HSR or something. It's just like, it's basically essentially like free tickets to summon on. You see this in Epic 7 with like the daily 10 pull, but Dokkan finally has a feasible and realistic way for you to just luck into the premium characters, which means that at the very least, even if you don't want to commit much time to Dokkan, you should at least be getting on, doing this monthly, and cashing in your premium summon, right? The other reason I do want to come over here is that, what do we have here? It was said that we will be getting a feature akin to, summon points. So speaking of JJK Phantom Parade, if you haven't played that game, or if you haven't played a system with summon points, this is essentially kind of like the Dokkan coin. This is pity. It's similar to the coins that we get currently, but it's more of just like a general universal thing, I believe. So what should happen here, if I heard them right, and this is like the best case scenario, is that every time you pull on any single character, you will get a cachet of points, and when you get enough, you get the ticket, which allows you to pull for whatever the super featured thing is, right? So the amount of summon points you can obtain from summon is limited. The characters available in the exclusive ticket summons are different from that of a regular summon. So there should be a big stockpile of like bonus summons for you. The unfortunate part is it doesn't work like a functional recharge system like JJK has, which is just to say that for now, maybe it does. Maybe it's a guaranteed summon, but for now, we just know that it's a pool, I guess. Whereas in things like JJK Phantom Parade, you would get these points, stockpile them, and you could just like pull Sakuna or like an anniversary unit, right? Which is cool. So the main thing I wanted to talk about though is this isn't the main thing, but the build up to the main thing. The 15th and 30th are now another great time to get in on Dokkan, because you will monthly receive super bonuses. This is a weird thing that Dokkan's doing, where I think that overall, if you just ask me, is Dokkan being run really well this year? I would say yes. That has nothing to do with like, is the content good? Are the events quality or unique or whatever? If you just asked me, is Dokkan modernizing? Is Dokkan becoming a really like affordable and free to play friendly gacha? Yeah, it 100% is. You're talking about a game that currently has a bunch of like guaranteed featured on the banners and stuff like that. It is strangely easy to get characters in Dokkan Battle versus other gacha games, and the only question of if you can or not is just like wait, like just don't pull on every banner. But yeah, this stuff will hopefully appease some of the people who are a little pull happy, who can't help themselves. But otherwise, this slot has been changed into a Rising Dragon Carnival. That is right, we are getting a carnival for Golden Week, which is pretty reasonable. I thought that it was weird that the yellow coin LR in this slot was a yellow coin LR instead of a carnival, seeing as this is a major celebration. So it's cool to see it get a carnival. It is, of course, Kale and Karifa, and they look pretty good. Visuals look fine. I would say that like, from this small, I would like to see more, but some of these animations look really great. And me, I've said famously that Super isn't my favorite part of Dragon Ball, but this stuff looks good. It looks good. I'm like, you can't hate on this. Like, yeah, cute. So that's great. I don't see the earrings anywhere. Do we see any earrings in this? No earrings, dude. Maybe not a Kefla, maybe just a Caulifla and Kale. But yeah, interesting. So we might not be getting the proper Kefla yet, but still, I do think it is a fine pick. I think it is the pick, by the way. I do not think Daima is good to show up here. I will repeat that, and I will stand on business the whole time. It is not right for Daima. We need a big villain for Daima. We need Goma and Goku. We don't need Yellow Coin Super Saiyan 4 Goku right now. It doesn't matter if this is a Kale and Caulifla, because at least it helps hit. The worst case scenario was getting a random character that doesn't help hit and just helps the top tier teams anyway. Hopefully this is a strong character. Hit needs a slot 1. Please be a slot 1, man. Please. But yeah, another exchange character, so that should be fun. Where is the last of it? Here is the big thing, though. So, we have information that the schedule has now changed. We are getting a carnival right now. We used to get a campaign that was like the global campaign right around the time that JP got Tanabata. Tanabata was JP only until later. And then we would get the anniversary here. Now we're going into the global Dokkan campaign. So all of this is lining up. What that leaves out is Tanabata and worldwide. Let me pull that up real quick. And so now we're officially missing a big key component, which is what is going to happen around September. He said September is when we'll be seeing the return of a Tanabata-like celebration. Of course, though, we know that at the end of July, that's a little spicy because, you know, pretty open. August, we go into worldwide. Worldwide is at the end of August. August, of course, goes into September, with the part 2 being on the 15th. And if it's going to be in September, it means that right around here, after all of the summons are done, we might be getting packed with yet another big time campaign. Tanabata level campaign. And if you're like, well, you know, why does that matter? You know, can't use Tanabata. Like, I could just Tanabata's real, right? Maybe that's not the best example in the world because that guy was something. But does this show up or is it deprecated? Okay. Tanabata last year was Yuhai Goku, you know, not a character you want to miss, right? Tanabata that year before that was best character in the game, Vegeta and Trunks. So let's not act like this is not a big time character that's now showing up in possibly our worldwide download slot at the same time, like concurrently. I would say that if you're someone who struggles with saving, what you need to now know from that video, what you need to now understand about Dokkan is LRs continue to run the game. There is no single TUR in the last however many years that's been #1 over big time anniversary LRs, right? Not throughout most of the year. What that means is that you as a player now have a clear pathway. January, you get the anniversary LRs, maybe February as well if you're lucky. And then you have all these months, I'm not gonna lie, Saiyan Day, Golden Week, all these months. You know what I mean? Like, you get to Golden Week, maybe you pick up that Carnival, but like right around that point where we start talking June, July, August, like we're not seeing that anymore. Let me switch back over. So in that July slot, when the Golden Week campaign runs out, and you know, we're finally into this global Dokkan campaign, which they themselves is going to be on the level of a anniversary level celebration. And we already were calling the worldwide celebration campaign that, right? So what this might mean is that worldwide, quote unquote, you know, worldwide is now global Dokkan campaign. And then after that, like a few days after, a few weeks after, we're getting Tanabata. So as a free-to-play returning player, if you're planning for your Dokkan free-to-play, if you're planning for your low spending, it goes January, February anniversary, and unless you get lucky or that shit looks good, I don't see how you could pull knowing that, you know, second anniversary is right there. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. But this gives you a bang on prediction of what you should be looking at when it comes to these celebrations. And not only that, it gives you a bang on prediction of like how you should feel about like these these free-to-play markers, these tickets, right? Because these tickets are massive for you if you're free-to-play low spending. These are massive for you if you're free-to-play low spending, because you could pull these characters off of these tickets 15th and 30th, and then don't forget you're getting one right here. So in total, you're getting 3 free summons on a, on a Dokkan Fest. It's not, it's not really that big a deal. Like, who has been worth summoning on if you really think about it this year? Anniversary characters, the DFEs, Gogeta, Vegito, and Kid Goku. And I know you might say, well, Kid Goku's not hyped to you, but it's like, if you were just talking about you're pulling for the most powerful characters so your account looks good, so you can use them in events, like, Kid Goku is realistically the only other super necessary character this year. And I say that as someone who pulled for Cell. I'll keep repeating that. I pulled for Cell, I don't feel bad about it, but I also saved, I saved and got really lucky during the anniversary, and some people didn't. They got shafted, or maybe they can't save, maybe they didn't save, maybe they're bad at saving. Hey man, look at me. I say every single time a banner comes up, if you don't see me pulling, you probably shouldn't pull yourself. That's a good sign, because I can hold back. So yeah, these free summons are really, really big. Carnival slot is really good, but this, most importantly, is the new standard. What a great, what a rare W from the roadmap style of content. July will be our 2nd anniversary, essentially, our half anniversary, as they say in other gacha games, right? So yeah, W Dokkan, really, really good. Look out for this to essentially replace Worldwide, and for the thank you, quote unquote, the thank you celebration to be in September to October. I think that's what we should be looking at as a replacement for Tanabata, and that should be our list from now on. So 4 to 6 at this point, anniversary LRs, TURs here, plus an LR here, but TUR LR with a bonus carnival now, which means you have 1 to 2 months of spending your stones. Then let's be honest, a little bit of a gap for a month or 2 months, a little bit of gap for 3, 4, and then 5, 6 is where you start looking like, oh, okay, I should be spending my stones again. That's good. That is really good. If you're someone who can risk saving, knowing that you're getting tickets now to summon on each of these banners for free, for completely free, that's really good. W Dokkan. Like, if you like the video, subscribe to the club. We all go make it, and peace.